Hello, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Amy Moser. I wrote a blog post a week ago called This Antibiotic Will Ruin You. You might recognize me from that post. There was a picture inserted of me after spinal fusion surgery. This is the picture, and I look like this. I was in the hospital, and my father took that of me on his cell phone. I inserted that in my blog, and it's gone viral. I actually have 7,312,000 something hits on it as of today. And I had no idea that was going to go viral. If I had, I probably would have picked a picture that had some makeup on, or I also would have used spell check on my blog before I actually published it. But besides that, I felt like it was a very good thing that it went viral. I feel like the warnings from the FDA for fluoroquinolone antibiotics are being spread, and I think that that's very important. I am uploading this video because I want to be able to answer some of the questions that I've been getting in bulk on my Facebook page, my blog comments, and in my emails. There's a few questions that are repeats. One of them being, are you officially diagnosed with this as having been the problem? Yes, I have. My medical records say that I have fluoroquinolone induced tendon and ligament ruptures. And I have had 20 surgeries in the last 7 years, and I wrote a book about it. It's called The Magnificent Story of a Lame Author. I will put a link below if you would like to purchase that. It is about the journey that my family and I have been on for the last 7 years during this time. It talks about how our faith in God has gotten us through it. It talks about some huge blessings that I had during that time, and also a miracle that I believe took place. And I also believe that that is why I'm doing better now. One of the other questions is, do you have Ehlers-Danlos? No, I don't. I've actually seen 3 different specialists, and they ran tests. They did genetic testing. I don't have any of the markers, and I also don't have the hyperflexibility that is associated with Ehlers-Danlos. One of the other questions I've gotten is, how do I feel about the medical community? I would tell you this: I have just great respect for the medical community. There have been some doctors along this journey that I would not recommend to anyone, but there have also been doctors that have absolutely gone above and beyond the call of duty to try to help me. They have tried the best that they can to put tendons and ligaments back together. They've done surgeries. They've tried to do physical therapy and keep me as strong as possible to minimize symptoms when needed. And I'm incredibly grateful to them, and I want to make sure that I say that I have an amazing physical therapist, and he also has been with me through this last 7 years and helped me rehab these injuries. I can't divulge who they are. I'm sorry, it's a privacy issue, and I do respect their privacy, and I don't want to reveal that. I also have a question of, do you believe that fluoroquinolone antibiotics should be taken off the market? I would say this: no, I don't. I think that there's still a place for them. They were supposed to be reserved as a last resort antibiotic, and they weren't. Unfortunately, they're overprescribed, and they're used in common, simple infections that could have been treated with something that is less risky. I also believe it's the only course of therapy for anthrax poisoning as well. So there is a place for these medications, but not in common, simple infections. I know that there are cases where these antibiotics still need to be used, but in my case, I had a UTI, and it probably could have been treated with something else that would not have resulted in the drastic life change that took place for me over this last 7 years. I want to make sure that I let you know that you can subscribe to my blog. It's called Mountains and Mustard Seeds. It's on WordPress, and I like to talk about these things in my life. I like to talk about my faith, my journey with God, and about His blessings and the goodness that He gives to us, and I like to share that. If you would like to follow that, I will link it below. I will also link the FDA warning below, and also the Snopes article that said that the links that I attached to my WordPress article, the one that was called This Antibiotic Will Ruin You, Snopes deemed that true, which is good, which they said that they couldn't verify my personal story, which makes sense. They would need my medical record and to talk to me. but they could verify that the links that I shared were accurate. So if you're interested, please subscribe. Please leave your comments and questions below. I would like to be able to answer them in my next video. And thank you so much, and God bless you and your family.